morning, ACC 118. My name is Katie O'Connor. I am your professor for this class at Mildred Ellie. I know technical difficulties have been plaguing us this week, but that is okay when you get into your first job, your first career, your move that you are making. Things happen, things change, you just need to adapt. So with the technical issues right now, some people don't have access to email. Right now I'm one of those lucky people that does have intermittent access to Mildred Ellie email. So if you need anything, kodconnor@mildred-ellie.edu is my email address. That is the best way to get a hold of me. I also sent you an email from my personal email address, kodconnor.tech@gmail.com. Another great way to get a hold of me. The way the schedule works, week 1, because of technical difficulties, started yesterday, and we are supposed to be meeting for our usual Thursday meet from 11:30 to 2:30 this Thursday, but as you all know, it is Thanksgiving, so I wanted to take a moment and just wish you all a happy and healthy Thanksgiving. Eat lots of good food and have fun with your family. And we actually will not meet this Thursday. We will not meet until week 3. And we will meet via Zoom. I am hoping, fingers crossed, that we will be back up and running with Microsoft Teams, but we haven't just gotten word yet that that will be up and running. So I set up a personal Zoom account, and I will send you that information for logging in. It's super easy. It's just another way that we can communicate with each other. For this class, Computerized Accounting Applications, we will be using QuickBooks Online. This is your textbook for the class. Please make sure everyone has it. When you come into Moodle, please read through the course announcements. Check over your syllabus, okay? This is all the pertinent information. I know some of the dates have changed, and we are going to adapt to the circumstances. So for week 1, which is this week, we'll do a quick introduction of QuickBooks Online. We'll talk about Chapter 2, the sample company. Your assignments are page 1 through 13 to register. Unfortunately, to register for an account, you need a copy of your transcript, which is only available through Sonus. So we will do that hopefully in week 2 or week 3. Carrie and Wendy are working on how we can get copies of your transcripts. If you were able to register or you did it before Sonus went down, that's awesome. Please email me and let me know. But that's okay, because this book and this program has what they call a sandbox or a test drive. So a sample account that you do not need a username and password for, that you can go in, look around, poke around, and see really how QuickBooks Online works. It has tons of data already loaded into it. It's called Craig's Landscaping Company, which we'll get to in a little bit. So your assignment for this week is to upload the PDF for the profit and loss statement. Don't get scared, don't get worried. It is easy to do, and I will walk you through those steps. Next week, which is week 2, we will combine work for Chapter 3 and Chapter 4. So don't worry about your quiz. I'm not worried. We will adjust our schedule. I want you all to pass. I want you all to pass this class. So please know that I am here to work with you, and we will learn everything, and we will make up any of this time we have missed together. So no worries. This week, do not worry about registering. What I want you to do is the Chapter 2, pages 14 to 13, and my recording will walk you through that. So once you have read through the syllabus sign statement can be found right here in Moodle. So go ahead. 4 of you have already read through. I can see exactly who has filled this out. This is your class participation. So please make sure that you do this in week 1. Coming down the list, week 1, again, the dates are a little bit different. Complete your syllabus and Moodle quiz. Do not worry about the Meet the Class discussion forum. If you did it already, that is great. What I do want you to worry about is this assignment 1 down here. You will not be doing the Chapter 1, pages 1 through 13. You can try. I sent you that link via email, but unfortunately, because we cannot get into Sonus, you will not be able to create your registration. What you will be able to do is this Chapter 2, pages 14 through 32. printing a profit and loss statement. You will upload it right here. Mine looks a little different because I'm the professor. Then yours, if you have any issues, you are just uploading a PDF, and we will discuss those issues privately. We can do a one-on-one call, one-on-one Zoom. Either way, happy to help you. So, Chapter 2, a sample walkthrough company. This is page 16 in the textbook where I am starting. The first thing it wants you to do on page 16 is it wants you to go to this website, https://qbo.intuit.com/EDIR test drive. Do not worry if you can't follow that URL I just typed in. It is right in your textbook. Once you put in that URL and you hit enter, you have to verify that you are not a robot. Go ahead and hit continue. You'll see that you are in the Intuit QuickBooks software. As mentioned, that this is a test drive account. Nothing you do in here saves. It always reverts right back to the original, and this is more just a place where you can play. They call these sandboxes because kids can play in them, adults can play in them. That's the whole thing, the idea with a sandbox. Again, this is a sample company, Craig's Design and Landscaping Services. Over here is your navigation panel. You can make it go away and bring it back by clicking the hamburger. Also, the other important thing here is this gear icon. This is where all your settings are. So, for Chapter 2, all we're doing is walking through the company. The first thing it wants you to do in figure 2.1 is look at the sample dashboard. And you can see your workspace, you can scroll around and see your accounting and your reports and everything that is set up. On page 17 is where the task starts. It says the QBO provides easy access to customer information using the navigation bar, which is right here on the side. In this section, you will open the customer section in a new tab and drill down to a specific customer and specific transactions related to that customer. So the first thing it wants you to do is click Sales, and then up here click Customers. Then your screen should look just like it does in figure 2.1. As you can see, there is already data loaded into this test drive account for you. This will be helpful so you're not starting from scratch. The resulting customer window is then revealed, and the screenshots match along with what is in your textbook. It asks you in step 3 to click on Amy's Bird Sanctuary. So here's Amy's Bird Sanctuary to view the detailed transactions related to that customer. These dates, guys, are not going to line up with what are in your book. That is okay. Do not worry about the dates. The type, the number, the memo, the due date, the balance, all of that will line up to what's in your, well, not the due date, but anything that is not a date will line up. So the totals, the status, etc., that will line up with what's in your textbook. These dates do not, so do not be thrown by that. Figure 2.5 on page 18, the $239 overdue balance noted at the top of the window, right here, overdue balance $239. You'll see that that data is consistent. You can scroll down and see why. Right down here, here is her invoice 1021 where she is overdue for $459. To access vendor information, do the following. Click Expenses and then click Vendors in a similar manner you just did. So, Expenses and then up here, Vendors. So you have like your main navigation and then over here you have your sub-navigation. A vendor listing is shown in figure 2.6, which is on page 19, and I agree, this is Bob's Burger Joint, Books by Beezy, the insurance agency, all of that matches to what is in your textbook. You see your purchased orders, overdue, your open bills, and everything that has been paid. It asks you in step 3 to click on the insurance agency to view detailed transactions related to that particular vendor. So I'm coming down, I see that he had a check for $2,000 we sent to him, he had a bill, he had an opening balance, etc. Overdue right now is the $241. Double click on the $241 balance to view the bill. So right here, to view the bill received as shown in figure 2.8. So this threw me a little bit, guys, because my screen didn't look exactly like what is in figure 2.8, and then I realized I needed to click in the upper left-hand corner of the bill window right here to see, so this little icon right here, to make it look exactly like what is in your book, to see all the bills, okay? So that is just something I wanted to point out to you from when I was prepping for this lesson, that you need to click this icon. The QBO provides easy access to employee information using the navigation bar. In this section that we're about to go into, you will open the employee section in a new tab and drill down to a specific employee and specific translations related to that employee. So you can go ahead and close out of this once we've finished looking at the bill. So in your book, it tells you to click workers. Nowhere over here was workers. It is under payroll. So click payroll and then select employees, which now we are on, to reveal a employee listing as shown in figure 2.9. So we got Emily and Johnson. So guys, another reason why you need to be coming to class, why you need to be watching my videos, is I do the lesson first, so I work through all the kinks. So that might have thrown you if you were doing this on your own looking for the word workers, but because I did some research, I found out that it's now called payroll. Okay, so click edit, and it's hard to see because my little window is here. Click edit for John Johnson right over here because I want to edit his information. Then it shows you can change his name, his last name, his display name, add his address, etc. Go ahead and click cancel to close this window. Click the gear icon to close out of the sample company. So this is where you can close out, but we're going to keep working through chapter 2, so I'm actually not going to close out, but the gear icon is where you would do that. I'm going to try and, I have a 15-minute time limit on my recording, so I'm going to try and get through this banking transaction section, and then I am going to stop this video and I will start a second one. QBO has an online banking feature that lets you automatically connect to your bank and download banking-related transactions. The application automatically matches the banking transactions with a previous record in the QBO transaction. QBO calls this recognizing. This feature is briefly reviewed as the text is academically based and no real bank account is linked to this sample, and no real bank account will be linked to your student company either. So this is called recognizing, okay? And you can read about this on page 21. So if you did close out of this tab, you would have to put in the test drive website again, which is outlined in steps 1 and 2. So step 3 is click on banking from the navigation bar to view the bank and credit cards page, okay? You can watch this video to see how banking is set up. Move me back over there. Okay. Bank and credit cards, scroll down to see the bank and credit cards. So I don't have that bank and credit cards statement right here because nothing is linked. So scroll down the bank and credit cards page and then choose recognize. So again, I couldn't find this recognize. It took me a second. It's under this drop down. Okay, so that's another little tip and quick for you. So that way you can see the items, and there's 14. And it lines up then with figure 2.12, but again, these dates are different. Okay, so step 5, scroll back up the bank and credit cards page and then click go to bank register. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to scroll up, and it's not just go to register, it says go to bank register. So that's another thing I wanted to point out to you. On the right, to view the traditional checking account register listing each QBO recorded check, deposit, or cash transaction affecting the checking account in figure 2.13. Okay, so it gives you a few steps here. I went through all these. You may want to do the same. So again, we can look at all the different information located in our bank register. Credit card purchases, expenses, checks, deposits, etc. So guys, I am running out of time, so I'm going to pause this video and start recording number 2, which will be on page 23, and then we're going to go through the sales and expense transactions.